Alright, now, periodic table of elements is number 4. And you might say, well, that's kind of absurd, and that's just out there. I'm not really going to go to the scripture too much for that one. You can look at 2 Peter chapter 3, talks about that one day the elements are going to be burned up, that everything's going to be burned off. And not only that, Genesis chapter 1, for crying out loud, from start to finish, is, the atmosphere had to be made. Then the plants had to come to be. Then the water had to be in its place. I mean, just one thing systematic for life to be sustained, for our material bodies to be sustained. All these elements had to be put in place. And nowadays, what do we have? In science class, you learn, well, the rain had to go up to come down. The sun does photosynthesis, blah, 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 blah. And you can learn all that in 5 minutes reading Genesis chapter 1. Who knew, right? Well, multiple millennia ago, it was written down. Okay? Now, that right there is something that's always stuck out to me. I'll go outside nature and I'll look and I'm like, man, this just doesn't happen by accident, people. This just does not happen by accident. Alright? My last one is the universe itself. Is an astronomer. I would say I'm kind of between amateur and novice. Okay, as far as an astronomer goes, I don't have a huge laboratory in the backyard, but I do have a decent-sized telescope that I've used many, many times. I know most of the night sky pretty decent, but I'll tell you what, it is amazing to me the complexity of our universe and how our planet's made, and that's actually where I'm going to focus on with the scriptures, just our planet itself, because it's so complex. So many things that's tried to be studied over the millennia, although it's already stated in the scripture, is, like the Prairie Reefs map that even has Antarctica mapped out I have on my wall in my office, is, people was fearful for a long time that the world was flat and you just drop off. Yet the scripture says it's round. I'll read in just a second. For the longest time people didn't know what the deal was with gravity, but yet nowadays with science, NASA and everything else, we know that the earth hangs on nothing. We are literally orbiting in space and we hang on nothing. Yet the scripture stated it a millennia ago, multiple millennia ago. I want to keep emphasizing that, thousands of years ago, before our generation, especially my generation, of stupid people. But not because they can't think, but because they choose not to think. Okay, multiple millennia ago, these people that were shepherds and farmers and simple scientists and things like that, they knew these things that our generation is just now finally starting to figure out, apparently. So anyway, in Job, let me read and flip over here to, actually, give me just a second. I apologize. I just don't want to miss nothing. In Job chapter 26, verse 10, it states, He drew a limit on the surface of the waters at the boundary of light and darkness. Alright? That was verse 10. In 7 it says, He stretched out the north over emptiness, hanging the earth upon naught, binding up the waters in His thick clouds, and the cloud is not torn under them, covering the surface of His throne, spreading His clouds over it. So there you go. Atmosphere, the world hangs on nothing, the waters is bound up in there. Who knew, right? Yeah, we know now. And we knew a long time ago. People just didn't obviously read the scripture. Alright, Proverbs 8 states in verse 27, When He prepared the Shemayim, I was there when He decreed a vault on the face of the deep, when He established the clouds above, when He made the foundations of the deep strong. Alright? Right there it's describing again, the different separations within the creation of our earth. Not only that, you go over to Isaiah chapter 40, verse 22, and it states, It is He who sits above the circle of the earth. Now, who knew it was round, right? And its inhabitants are like grasshoppers, who stretched out the Shemayim like a curtain, and spreads them out like a tent to dwell in. And on down here it says, And whom then do you liken me? This is verse 25. Or am I compared? Says the Kodesh one. Master Yahweh, there is none like you. There is none like you. And that's the only creator. Master Yahweh. And the last one I would read is from Amos chapter 9, verse 6. Who is building his upper room in the Shemayim, and has founded his firmament on the earth, who is calling for the waters and pours them out on the face of the earth. Yahweh is His name. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't ever doubt that there is a divine creator. okay? And there's a divine plan that's been set in place ever since the fall of man. You have to understand that the kingdom of Yahweh and the kingdom of Satan has been at war long before we were created. Okay, we are caught up in the midst of a war, alright? And you have to choose whom you're going to serve, Master Yahweh or Satan. It's a very simple decision. If you want to live, serve Master Yahweh, keep His commands, believe on His Son Yahushua. He exists. He is coming back. 7 trumpets of Revelation around the corner. That's why this channel exists, to educate people, because they are coming. The other option is you serve Satan, have a great simple little life right now, and then later be destroyed in a lake of fire, never to exist again, to be ashes, to be treaded up on with the righteous. Okay, Isaiah 66, read that, and read in the scripture, you'll see that the righteous go forward and tread upon the ashes of the wicked. Okay, so, and then the new kingdom's created. The dead no longer will be in their graves. Those that are righteous will live forever. You can make a decision. You want to live or you want to die. You want to die, serve Satan. You want to live, serve Master Yahweh. I mean, it's just a fork in the road. There is a creator. And I encourage you today, if you're atheist or if you're on the fence, that you get your heart right, because there is a divine creator. And I'm so grateful He exists, because any other option, it will be really depressing. Because I hate the way this planet is right now. I'm looking forward to the new kingdom, to things being back like they should have been before the fall of man. Hope this has been a blessing to you. Hope it gets you thinking. And until we see you again here at 7 Trumpets Prepper Channel, I hope you have a most blessed day in Master Yahushua's name.